You're listening to the Medic Materials Podcast, hosted by Mike Turek, Emily Yates, Kelsey Coons, and Gerard Cuomo. Each month, we discuss EMS news, medical science, and review actual EMS calls, bringing many educational opportunities to the listener. Portions of the calls have been altered to protect the privacy and identity of all involved.
Hello and welcome, everyone, back to the Medic Materials Podcast. Gentlemen, welcome. How are you?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Gerard, I already know the answer, but never mind. No one can see it on the stream, so.
Oh, they can't see the cock on a block?
They can't see the cock on the block, or what is it? An actual frog? Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's not a chicken. It's a frog. I forgot. My bad.
But cock on a block sounds way more appropriate.
It's a frog on a log.
Welcome from the great southern tier of the U.S. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
On multiple fronts, but
yes. How about that for an address, huh?
Dude, that's fucking amazing. Like, only you would be that lucky. Right?
It's like George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and all the founding fathers were like, hey, that motherfucker's about to get a house. Let's hook him up with a cool address.
Like,
there you go.
Freaking amazing. Absolutely freaking amazing.
And the funny thing,
you just sent it to me. I don't know what it is.
I thought I did.
It's phenomenal.
Oh. It's 1776 is the street address.
Yeah,
nice.
that's fucking house number. Like, my fucking God.
Right? And the funny thing was, it wasn't even the house we were going to look at. We went and looked at this other one. And then they were like, well, for, a little bit more, you could get this one. And we're like, all right, cool, bet. And we went with that. And then later on, we saw the address and it was like, oh shit, it's 1776.
Which is awesome.
That's great.
Freaking awesome. Like, and my first question was, okay, did you pick that? Like, because, here you have the litter of choices.
Right.
And they went, 1790, 1776. I want that one.
Right. Nah, if only it was like that. Nah, it was just wow, just the universe. Which means every day I wake up and every day I come home, I America.
Yeah. Like, you better paint the shit out of that house.
Dude, there's gonna be like 8 flags flying around it. I'll pay motherfucking method actors to stand there and reenact Iwo Jima every night.
That's awesome.
Right. Every 4th of July, we'll have a little boat out front with George Washington standing on the prow. That's
all right. I was called a method actor on Tuesday when you and I were doing that class.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yep. Well, you are a method actor.
I'll tell you, it's an honor to fuck with people's lives like that.
I mean, he actually made himself whiter.
Yeah.
Than usual.
Well, it's not full winter yet, so I'm not as pale and pasty as normal.
That is true. Yeah. But then he spritzed himself with a little fine mist.
Fine little mist. It was a fun time. Fun time. Yeah, it was good. So we have to.
What was that?
You guys Tuesday?
The SEC. The Schenectady EMT class. I help out doing the lab, and
we did the drunk scenario.
Yeah, we did my
Skyped
probably my favorite of all of the ones that I do. Yeah.
That's how I'm doing this tonight because it actually worked. So.
Yep. And
but I'm sitting here at the table on a chair that's uncomfortable. I'm like wired into the wall and shit.
Nice.
No microphone, no headset, no nice camera.
But yet
I got a frog.
But yet you look great.
Yeah. Cock or a frog. I mean, a frog would be good for me.
Free bowl of soup.
Hey,
so we gotta officially welcome the Mr. Maha to the stream
tonight.
Official. Make it official. The Phil Foundation may or may not join us tonight.
He's still cleaning up after his last.
Apparently he got some goo in some places that can't be mentioned on a call.
Oh.
And needs to get cleaned of things.
Well, first off,
he definitely hasn't learned enough from me yet. So.
Apparently, so like rule number one:
motherfucker be unconscious.
When there's anyone mentions the word psych or anything involving mental illness, you take the narc box out and you get ready.
Yeah, man.
At least take the lock off. You don't have to break the seal. Just take the lock off. Keep it where you can get to it quick.
Yep.
And
the one thing I love about where I work the majority of the time is there is no seal. There's just two locks, and then each individual package is sealed. So like you can open the box and you can leave them there, but they are like right there. You just grab one, rip it open. So nice.
All right. Well, hopefully the homies don't watch this show. They'll be like, "Oh, tell me more."
Yeah, the whole $50 worth of narcs that are to steal. Just here you go. Have a great day. Bye.
Have you seen what junkies do for $50? Let the imagination flow. But then the other thing he seems to have not learned is one must know where to stand during a staking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Behind your EMT. Always.
Pretty much. Right.
They are the human vomit shield.
That's why police are on the scene. You go.
Mm-hmm.
Take that person. Don't fight with them. Just let the cops take care of it.
If only I could do animation. If we have anyone in the audience that anybody is good at drawing or doing animation or cartoons or something, dude, I don't care if you do the Spartan thing or if you do a Viking thing, but just like a paramedic yelling, "Shield wall!" and he flips around, got his EMT in front of him.
Oh, it's fucking awesome.
South Park, Operation Never mind.
Right. Exactly.
Oh.
The first assault wave.
Operation Get Behind the EMT.
Yes,
right.
Exactly. That was... The EMT is not amused.
Sorry, Tammy. We love you.
Tell me that would be an awesome cartoon.
Absolutely.
Whoa! Oh, EMT jumps in front.
Oh, I love it. All right. So I don't, today's call, I think, is in our standards very generic.
Is it very Chick-fil-A-ish?
No, but I'll tell you, I
was really hoping for a culture talk today.
We're gonna get into a little bit of it. All right, you're gonna see a theme develop over this call. All right, and the one thing that I want you guys to try and withhold is comments on the theme that you'll pick up on. All right.
I'll pick up on it.
I know. That's why I said try, because we'll talk about it at the end.
There's a lot of pride.
I know. It's
no guarantee.
I know. So let's get this damn rig check out of the way, and then we'll start here. So just a reminder that New York State has changed their CME requirements back to what it is, before COVID. So you're not allowed to do all of your, hours online anymore unless your agency's previously affiliated with their 100% online program. So just remember that the Medic Material CME Academy is still open. It's still there. If you need hours, check us out. Or you guys can register for the new live Zoom classes that I will be doing once every quarter. There'll be 16 hours live per year that I'll be doing. The next one that I'm doing is Saturday, December 9th. It's going to start at 9 and end at 1. If you are a member of an agency who's signed on with Medic Material CME Academy, There is no charge for you to attend. You just have to sign up. Otherwise, if you're not, it's $35 a person. The links will be below on the recording of this episode, so check that out. We also want to shout out our listeners today in South Dakota and my family in Poland, as well as our newest Patreon, John.
Hi.
As always, please, take the time to share the stream. Tip the stream if you appreciate all the hard work these fucking mugs do. And join us on the socials. So make sure to tell your friends about us. Jeremy in the chat, no, there's no CME credit for tonight. You got to watch us on the CME Academy, but you could still watch us and enjoy all the fun that we're going to have tonight. What was that?
You could always pretend.
You could pretend. You could be like, "Ooh, I'm getting a additional hour right now because that's what it will be."
You lie to her that I'm doing something in education.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, yeah.
I'm getting the education over here.
I'm getting educated.
My brain's getting bigger, or as they would say, my helmet is growing. So
one could say that.
One could say that.
If we have that effect on you, I don't know, man. You're fucking weird.
Or they're in trouble well beyond anything we could ever fix.
What, you went over my helmet?
We've gone plaid.
We've gone to plaid.
So, like I said, today's call, fairly generic. We know pretty much exactly what it is right away. But
UTI.
No. However, Gerard, that plane thing you sent me the other day was fucking hysterical with the UTI.
Oh yeah.
On your sim. That was awesome.
I'm doing flight simulator. I'm zipping along and I'm having a blast, and I look down at the navigation system and I'm like, the fuck. And it literally has my airplane flying like almost right over the top of a navigational beacon with the 3-letter identifier of UTI. Yeah. And I was like, of course.
Of course.
The whole country. And I find the UTI. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think there's good education on what this is, as well as another talking point that, like I said, you guys are going to pick up on a theme, an underlying theme that's going to piss both of you off. And I think it's going to lend itself to good discussions at some point tonight. So your guys' system, the call today comes from, yes. Pause.
Before we start.
Yep.
Did you watch the macho video I sent you? The dude that does macho.
No, I haven't had time.
Did you watch that?
I've been hunting every day.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
Stop. Put the bow down.
I can't put the bow down.
Well, I mean, don't watch it now. We're live, but
what? I gotta make sure it's still here. Is it the YouTube video one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to see the greatest Macho Man impersonation of all time,
I have it queued on my phone for when we go to break. I'll start watching.
It was searched for Dan Soder.
Nice.
Dave Chappelle too.
He does a great Dave Chappelle too. Yeah. And Andre Bryant. Oh my, yeah. His Andre is pretty spot on too.
That's pretty cool.
What was the one I sent you? It does. Shit.
Yeah. Oh, that one. I won't share that one. The one from Germany. Yeah.
Ma.
So moving right along.
Yeah, sorry about the D track. I had to get that out because we haven't had a chance to talk. And
I know, and I've been a terrible friend in.
Like, did you fucking watch it?
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Excuses to the top. Yeah.
You know, that's what we need to put. The cream rises to the top. In our soundboard thing. I think that should be a new one. So the call today comes from a rural ambulance district. This company staffs its ambulances with a volunteer EMT
Okay.
and a paid paramagician.
Alright.
This crew also has an EMT student ride along with them at the time of the call.
Cool.
All right. Your hospitals within this area, there are 3. There's a local 3-bed Band-Aid station ER about 20 minutes away. There's a community hospital with no specialties 45 minutes away, and a stroke/cardiac center about an hour and 20 minutes away. So we're
The
going.
weather.
What's the
play
weather
fuck
like?
song right now?
Sure. If you want to play the fuck song, let's see.
Might as well play it now.
Boom.
Na 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 na. We're completely fucked, completely fucked. We're completely fucked.
Weather report.
It is from. Let's see. This was a call that one of my friends did. I think it was clear. It wasn't like non-flyable. Let's put it that way. All
There's
right.
a cloud over Missouri. They're not
Yeah.
flying.
Yeah.
Cloud over Omaha.
Were the pilots timed out?
Just no.
Okay.
They could have gotten a helicopter if they had chosen to use it. Let's put
Did
it
one
that
of
way.
the crew have to take a shit within the next hour? So.
Right.
Did they have Chick-fil-A waiting for them on the drive? I don't know.
Right.
So you guys are dispatched. The most fun priority we can ever do on this show, an alpha level priority or priority 4
So it's a cardiac arrest.
to a local residence for an
Traumatic cardiac arrest.
right?
Right. Yeah.
For an elderly male with a quote low heart rate.
Oh, he's dead.
As in 0.
He's got negative heart rate right now.
Ah,
So
he's going to plaid.
the dreaded alpha priority rears its ugly head on this show one more
He's gonna
time.
beat Jesus right now.
So hearing low heart rate, hearing that it's an alpha, what evil thoughts start running through your head?
First
He
off,
said it. He's dead.
Right?
to the dispatchers, and I'm not trying to take anything away from the dispatchers, but
What the fuck?
y'all, next time y'all have a dispatcher convention, instead of wherever it may be, instead of like knocking back the Mai Tais, can you like tell somebody, hey, you know the whole fucking EMD thing y'all did? You need to fucking revisit that shit.
Seriously.
Because low heart rate should never be a fucking alpha. It's a cardiac issue. I don't care who reports it, anything cardiac, anything that has a heart. If the heart is not doing what it's supposed to do, don't fucking tone that shit as an alpha.
Agreed.
That's at least a Charlie call right there.
Because there are
A
people.
Bravo, Charlie,
there are
at
people-
least.
There are people who do not give a fuck. They won't read between the lines. They don't care. They're gonna go alpha. Huh. Let's stop for Chick-fil-A. You know, I don't care.
That's so
There's
true.
people that
though.
go to a Delta call and be like, I'll stop at Chick-fil-A anyway.
Well, there's that.
If
Especially working in a big department, say Washington, D.C. or something.
if you guys
Right.
haven't listened to our last episode, you really have to because that's the whole ideology and discussion points on Chick-fil-A.
So wanted to chime in on it too, man. It's like because there was so many. We created that culture
Yep.
that people think that kind of shit in their fucking head, and they're like, well, it's gonna happen.
Oh, absolutely, it's gonna happen.
You know.
Yep.
Anyway.
So is it so like WW2 girl throws it out like working code DOA absolutely like chief complaint is a low heart rate ? Yeah.
Low
like,
heart rate. They're cold and stiff.
right? Like yeah, they were dead 15 hours ago. It's
Just turn the heat up. They'll be fine.
Hey, Pinocchio, by any chance?
You're never cold and dead.
So is there
Look like that.
anything that other than, oh, hey, the dispatcher's fucked up again, like, is there anything that you guys are thinking on the medical terms of things? Like someone's telling the dispatchers, hey, I have a low heart rate. That's kind of a peculiar thing. Like that means they've tested it or they feel like they are bradycardic.
Right. Or,
So
really, I mean, the question, like, where are we going? Is this a house, a residence, or is it a facility?
It's a residence.
Okay,
Like,
so then this probably some
I've
people.
been to a call where they've had dispatches low heart rate and walk in and like legit couldn't get a pulse and had to auscultate and had a heart rate of like 28. Like dude's pacemaker stopped working and it was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a bad day.
Yeah, it could be something like, where it is somebody who has a known condition who, is monitoring themselves and, in some fashion and has noticed that either their heart rate is low or they, like you said, they feel it. So, unless it's a third party caller, I don't know.
Well, we find out later on that it was the wife that called, and we'll find out why exactly. So I definitely think there's more to this than meets the eye, and definitely I agree that this yeah, right. This alpha is becoming a rampant problem. And
New
yes,
sound effect.
okay, go ahead.
We need the transformer sound.
Oh,
Whenever a call is more than meets the eye.
there you go. I'm also almost done with the alpha T-shirt that
nice.
that you said we needed. So it's almost done. So the crew arrives on the scene. The medic grabs their cardiac monitor, and the EMT student grabs the first in bag, and all three of them make their way to the front door of this house.
So I take it this isn't where you work.
This is not where I work. Nope.
Because they actually grabbed all their stuff and went in.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So they are met by the patient's wife, who leads them into the living room of the home. In the living room, they find an elderly male standing with the use of a cane. The crew asks the guy to take a seat, which he does, and the crew asks what the heck is going on. And
so how many people do you know would be like, while you're up?
Yeah, right? Well, let's go over here. Absolutely.
As soon as I thought, I thought, like four faces just flashed in my head of people I know would have been like, hey, since you're up.
Right. Let's take
right
a
here,
walk.
let's go.
Oh, I know.
The old Jeff Foxworthy, sensuous up.
Right. Oh, shit.
So the guy says that his wife knows, a lot more about this than he does. Talk to her. So,
I love that elderly couple.
I know, right? Just talk to her. I don't know nothing.
He's in the waiting room. He's ready to go.
The wife reports that he's had multiple incidents of syncope over the last 6 months. One of these syncopal episodes led to a fall, which resulted in a head bleed. He has since recovered from that and has been under the supervision of his cardiologist ever since. For the last 15 days, he's been wearing an externally placed loop monitor, and the wife has been documenting his blood pressure and heart rate once per day. Since the loop was placed, his heart rate has been anywhere from 50 to about 65 beats per minute when they check it once per day. The last 3 days, his heart rate has been holding in the high 40s, but now today when they took it, it was 32 beats per minute.
Okay, so we know something's off.
Right. They contacted the physician, and they were told to get to the fucking hospital right away. This is when the wife called for 911. So what are you guys thinking about that report from the wife?
I think it's fantastic.
Yep.
Here you have somebody, you have a doting. I love the doting wife because the doting wife knows all the trends.
Yes.
So that's why as soon as she saw that, she picked right up on it. Like, nope, not right. Gotta go. And I'm going to believe everything she says. I'm going to make sure we get whatever information we get from her, as far as her history, what the deal is, why is the cardiology, seeing him and everything. And yeah, I mean, I'm good with what I got here. Let's get a move on. We'll do a full workup, throw a 12 lead on him, and do the whole shebang bang.
I agree. Butch, do you have anything to add?
I mean, if we can get some kind of I mean, sometimes you can get a good interrogation from the cardiologist if you can get it from loop monitor. You grab that. If not, let's just go.
Right. And in this case, I think, something to note is the use of the external loop, the one that literally like suction cups to the chest and stays there. Those are a fairly newer device than the implantable ones, like the one I had. So that's cool that is being used, and she knew about it. And, it's great. Like you said, Gerard, with the doting wife, having all of this information, we know what's going on more or less right away, minus the root cause of why is he bradycardic.
Right. And at this point in time, before we get, for us to get rolling, and I've got enough information to let me know, hey, you know what? I don't care about the root cause at this particular moment.
Exactly.
All I know is we've got enough good, solid info. Let's get the show on the road. We'll figure the rest out on the way.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm not going to fix the underlying cause of what's going on. Right. He needs a specialist for that. Correct. I can fix the acute problems on the way to the hospital, but I can't fix the underlying cause.
Bingo. So, guys, in the chat, keep it going. I am going to pause here because the Phil Foundation just texted me. He's going to be joining us. So give me 2 minutes and we will be right back.
Contagious.
Yeah. Do we need a mask?
No, to put a mask.
Hi, Phil. How are you?
I don't want to talk about
it. So, Phil, you've missed not a lot so far. Guy had some syncopal episodes, put on a loop monitor, now has a low heart rate in the 30s.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I figured you'd be okay with that.
It was alpha, too.
And it was an alpha, exactly. Because...
Sick person?
No, just alpha, low heart rate. Yep.
Wife takes care of the monitoring. She knows all the good stuff.
Yeah, wife is a wealth of knowledge. Like she's good. So let's see here. Let me go back to life.
To reality.
Wah, wah, wah. All right. All right, here we go. Okie dokie. So, now let's go into their first assessment here. Now you guys would all expect that this crew, having an EMT student with them, would be like, here, EMT student, just do stuff. Do the initial physical, do the primary. That would be smart. That would be almost too smart for our kind of show.
Talk to the patient, get demos.
Exactly. Talk to the patient, get a history, get demos, ask OPQRST and sample because that's what they know how to do. Like, that would all be intelligent. Yep. This crew tells the student that they are not to touch nor talk to said patient, just observe.
No.
So then the medic begins their initial physical exam. The gentleman they find alert and oriented ×4.
Because we're so great at patient assessments.
Absolutely, right? Airway is patent, clear of any fluid or debris. Breathing is easy and unlabored. Equal chest rise, clear lung sounds in all fields. Radial pulses are present, but they're very faint, they're very weak, and they're irregular. Skin is pale in color, but otherwise unremarkable. No clammy, no diaphoresis, no coolness, nothing like that. Now, while the medic is conducting their initial exam, their volunteer EMT begins connecting the cardiac monitor to obtain baseline vital signs. During this, the EMT student again pushes forward and asks if they can get a manual pressure for the crew to practice their vital sign taking. But they are again denied, and they're told, and I quote, "Yours will not be accurate. The monitor will be. End quote.
Okay, so this is a paramedic with no experience.
This is a volunteer EMT that's telling them this.
Wait, well, who's working the monitor?
The volunteer EMT is working the monitor.
Where's the paramedic?
He's doing other things, like assessy things. Listening to lung sounds and stuff.
Oh, so he's doing EMT things while the EMT is doing paramedic things.
Yes.
So it's opposite day.
It's opposite. Okay. It's upside down day.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So
great.
Again, this EMT student is shunned into the corner, and said, "Yep, nope, you can just stay there." So initial vital signs return as a blood pressure of 117/99, a heart rate of 35 and irregular when it is felt, a respiratory rate of 14 unlabored, SpO2 of 92% on room air, and for Emily, they whip out the old BG, they take a BG, and it is 131 milligrams per deciliter.
Did they say, "Excuse me," while I whip this out before they pulled it out?
Probably not.
I'm gonna points.
I'm going to tell you that the blood pressure is probably not accurate. Just thought.
So give me your thoughts on that, because my next question is, what are your thoughts so far, and where do you want these guys going next?
This volunteer is a dick.
You're right.
So how was? Do we have any comments on how the patient was acting at all? Like, the patient's alert oriented?
Yep, alert and oriented times 4, answering all questions.
Did we get a medical history?
We do. There is a history of hypotension, chronic hypotension, and TBI.
Okay. So he's got the chronic.
Got the chronic.
And we're not showing that on the monitor because, the monitor is always accurate.
Correct.
And did we know what the cardiologist is doing with what's going on with his heart that they're doing this monitor? And
I assume because they found that I don't know for a fact. I don't know exactly why the guy got a loop. I can only assume that they're thinking that his multiple syncopal episodes are caused by bradycardia.
Okay.
So that's why he ended up getting the loop. What was that?
Are you guys talking about me?
No, you're tachycardic, not bradycardic. If anybody, they're talking about me.
I was gonna say, keep drinking that Monster. We'll be talking about you in a minute.
Yeah. What flavor is that, Phil?
Blue.
Low carb.
Blue,
low,
blue.
Low carb. Mm-hmm.
It's low carb, but it's high energy.
Right.
Shit'll kill me, but I won't be fat.
Yeah. So did
Try that.
anything else that you there's the guy has no other history, no known allergies, and there's a med list this long.
Yeah, I'm all for taking the EMT, put him in the driver's seat and say let's get it on, and we'll throw a 12 lead on, get a nice 12 lead before we roll, and keep the student in the back with me, and I will now start having the student take manual stuff and do an assessment and whatever else they want to do while I'm doing the rest of my paramedic stuff.
You would think that would be intelligent, right?
We'll get an IV going, maybe get some fluid in. We actually take a pressure and find out it's actually soft and not 119/90.
Yep.
They'll probably get a little fluid action. And honestly, if he's mentating and everything's cool at the 35 that he's at, and we'll monitor and see what kind of rhythm we got. But I'm good with fluid, and let's just go where they know him and they know what to do with him. I'm not gonna intervene just yet.
I'm probably still putting some pads on him just in case we start slipping down that slope.
I was thinking of drawing up. Well, I mean, depending on what we see on the monitor, you might have some atropine going, but yeah, I mean, maybe at 35, yeah, probably not a bad idea to go for the pads.
Just in case.
Just in case.
How many-
Yes. Be prepared.
How many singable episodes did he end up having? Was it like 2 or was it like 40?
They just gave me a report of multiple over the course of 6 months.
Oh, I thought you meant like right now he had multiple.
Nope. So let me go back and just fill in with what the
Don't be filling me with nothing. Hold on now. Wait a minute.
he got enough.
He already had his fill tonight.
I was gonna say he already had his fill tonight. So here's what the wife reports. The wife reports that he's had multiple incidents of syncope over the last 6 months. One led to a fall, which resulted in a head bleed. He's since recovered and has been under the supervision of his cardiologist ever since. For the last 15 days, he's been wearing an external loop monitor, and the wife has been documenting his blood pressure and heart rate once per day. Since the loop was placed, his heart rate has been anywhere from 50 to 65. The last 3 days, his heart rate has been holding in the high 40s, but today it was found to be 32. This is when they called the doctor, and the doctor was like, call EMS, get to the hospital. So
Okay.
that's
So
the
he's
story.
he's had a gradual decrease in
heart rate.
like baseline heart rate.
Correct.
That's good.
Yep.
That's good.
Perfect. Right. So
I don't mind the gradual ones. It's the rapid ones that suck.
yeah. Hey, let's just be thankful that the fucker's not dead on the floor, stiff as a board, because it was an alpha.
Right. I mean, so far, I'm still arguing the alpha, but we might be in Bravo territory, you know?
It's a possibility. Yep.
It's still not Charlie or Delta. Yeah, we lost him.
Not yet, at least. Yeah. Where'd Butchie go? Or where'd Philly go?
Butchie's right there.
I know. Butchie's right. Well, they switched places on this screen. There we go.
There we go.
So the
you gotta stop that.
The
Whatever you're doing
continues their questioning and finds out that he's denying any chest pain, any shortness of breath. He's also denying headaches, the feeling of dizziness, feeling lightheaded when moving or standing. So he's denying everything. He's cool as a cucumber.
This motherfucker's gonna BLS him, isn't he?
He's gonna be a BLS straight to the grave. So then the EMT, the volunteer EMT, not the student EMT, does more paramedic-y things and connects the EKG lines, the EKG cables.
Good for him.
Right? I know. This is such a good volunteer EMT. Like, I'm so proud. Probably
the one that tells everyone that, he could have passed paramedic school, but,
chose not to go. Yeah.
Chose not to go,
Yeah.
but he could do everything they can do.
Absolutely. So
he's got 37 blue lights in his car.
Yeah.
So
18 things hanging off my utility belt.
Oh, absolutely.
3 pagers.
4 pagers. Or 3 pagers and a radio.
Oh, yeah.
4 sets of Raptor shears in case one gets dirty.
His own personal whacker strap for the radio.
Yep.
Yeah. Not the one that work. You got to bring your own from home.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
So with the leather engraved name on it.
Yes, of course.
Absolutely.
Gotta have that.
So the initial 4 lead returns as what the medic describes as a 3rd-degree heart block.
Ooh.
A 12 lead was also obtained. It shows the same in what they believe was a 3rd-degree heart block.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna pause here. All right, for the people on the stream, I'm gonna show the EKGs because I got copies of them. But if you guys check your email, you will also see that I sent you the copies of the 12 leads. Let's see. Let me put it up here for the peoples.
Ooh, let's see. Ooh, I don't like that.
You should see 12. We're looking at 12 lead 1 right now.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep. So there's a wee bit of artifact in it, right? It's a little wavy.
Yeah, I like it.
But what are you guys seeing in this 12 lead? Because everybody's looking at it on the stream right now.
I see depression and AVL.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
The Maha. We get no yeah for that. If you have no fucking idea what we're talking about, make sure to go listen to The Maha's 12 leads for dummies episode.
Oh shit, that was great.
So, it's incredibly slow. It is most definitely in the 30s,
Yeah.
right? And like definitely AVL depressions, right? You can clearly see that there's, you know, missing QRSs with P waves in there, right? Are you guys going along with third degree heart block here?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah, like the places that don't have artifact, you can see the P wave to QRS mismatch.
I was gonna say, I mean, like you can see like that little P wave, and it's like it's just out there all by its little lonesome. Like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm trying to do something, but ain't nobody listening.
Exactly. So once I saw these, I definitely concurred that this was indeed a third degree heart block. So WW2 Girl says, I'm no medic, but I could say that does not look normal. 100% abso-freaking-lutely.
I ain't a doctor.
You're right. I ain't no cardiologist, but those squiggly lines are a little bit too squiggly. So if you guys agree that this is third degree heart block, seeing what you're seeing, what are your immediate next steps for this patient if you guys are the ones treating him?
We'll take him to the hospital.
Absolutely. Get him to the fucking cardiologist hospital, please.
So we're going to the cardiac center. We're going to run fluids.
Yep.
We'll do a little fluid challenge.
Yep.
You know, I think at this point, pads are probably a good idea to now that we have confirmation to go and put those on. Just to be safe.
Just in case. Because if he's already declining, what's going to happen? He's going to decline even more, right?
Right.
And then, you'll be behind.
But then you get a nice stable rhythm.
Well, and then you also have I guess depending on where you work, there are still some protocols that state if there is symptomatic, and even though it's a third degree, go ahead and try the atropine for absolutely no fucking reason whatsoever.
Yep.
But so I don't think I would probably go that route, but
no.
Yeah.
And third degrees need electricity, right? And we'll talk about, the AV junction and atropine at the end. But yeah, this guy, the only treatment that they should be doing, if any, is electricity on this guy.
Yeah, like I said, right now, without him being symptomatic for anything, I'm like,
right, hands off.
Fluid, let's just go.
Right, agreed, 100%. So the crew assists him to the stretcher, to the stair chair, and then moves him out to the awaiting stretcher. And they begin transport to the cardiac center an hour and 20 minutes away. And during transport, he's still not complaining of any pain or discomfort, nor any shortness of breath. He's still alert and oriented ×4. The medic does start a successful 18 gauge to the left AC. They hang 1,000 bag of normal saline, and they infuse approximately 300 mLs of the normal saline. This medic does go ahead and give 1 milligram of atropine. Again, heart rate's maintaining in the mid 30s, but of course we all know that you're not going to see anything. So no change is seen after that admin.
Okay. So wait, you got a successful 18.
Yep.
And how far away to the hospital did he go to?
Hour and 20.
And he only got 300 mLs in?
Maybe he ran it really slow. I don't know.
Okay. Math's not math in there. But
I don't know, man. Maybe they weren't doing like a fluid bolus. Maybe it was more like a maintenance drip. I don't know.
But
I'd want to get fluids on board before I start,
yeah,
giving meds,
I'm just saying the guy's not hypotensive according to what they're getting. So,
Yeah, but so like, what's going to happen when his heart rate actually does speed up?
I'm not saying you guys
the
are
atropine
wrong.
works and you don't prime the tank, so when the pump speeds up, you're going to get a decreased cardiac output because it's not going to be able to compensate for the sudden normalization of the heart rate.
Yep.
It's it's almost like
I get what you're
when
saying.
he does speak, it's good.
Yeah. He should speak more often.
Yeah.
I would if my ribs weren't fucking broken.
That math wasn't mathing much. I was like, wait a second, what? We went an hour and a half away, only 300 mLs in?
Yeah.
Right.
It was a 24 in the AC. Let's get
Yeah.
Let's give credit where credit's due.
And hold on, didn't I just do a post on this on Facebook? Like,
yes, because I commented on it.
Yeah. So what the fuck was the math numbers on an 18 gauge? I don't even remember.
20. I think 22 minutes. You can. No, I'm sorry. 12 minutes. You can infuse a whole liter bag if you run it wide open.
Yeah. So there should be like 6 liters in this guy by the time they get to the ER.
Well, I mean, granted, that's if the patient keeps their arm straight and there's no valve, then
Right. And they actually use a loop that's big and all those other things. Yeah, I get it. So going back to the EMT student, the EMT student again asks if they can perform any questioning or assessments, and the paramedic at this point, because the volley EMT is driving, just goes, nope, just sit there. You're good. And the medic then proceeds to sit there with the EMT student, and neither one talks to the patient for the remainder of the transport.
What?
Yep. They just sit there in weird, awkward silence.
Working on their chart.
Probably.
Texting.
Was this medic like 50 years old and divorced 4 times? Was he hitting on the EMT student, or were they just sitting there in silence?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Or he was texting somebody, or
could have been. So the heart rate would remain between 32 at the lowest and 37 at the highest. It remained irregular until the 3rd degree heart block became sort of like P wave couplets. I will ask you guys.
I call that an uh-oh.
I call you guys to go to your second attachment on that thing. That email that I sent you.
That's called somebody's knocking but nobody's home.
Right? So it's like,
are you a fan of Metallica?
It was really interesting in that it's like P wave QRS. P wave QRS.
Keep on knocking, but you can't come in.
Right? So what are you guys thinking about that 12 lead that you're looking at now?
His heart's getting tired.
We've gone from bad to worse. Well, I mean, his heart's sick. It's just, this is why he's being monitored.
Correct. This is why he's being monitored, right? And it's almost like his SA node is dying in front of him.
Yeah.
Sick sinus syndrome.
Bingo. So going into the chat here, WW2 Girl says, did this patient get put on any O2? No, they did not. Their SpO2 never dropped below 92, 93. So I'm assuming that's why they didn't put them on oxygen. And what kind of patient care is that in regards to not talking at all to the providers or to the patient?
Shitty patient care.
It's shitty. Like, yeah. I think I have the, I think I have the
more and more,
Yeah, I think this one goes good for that one.
Stupid idiot.
Good one.
So
that's a good one. Let me see if I got one for it too. Let me see what we got here. What do I got over here? Oh, soundboard. There we go.
You're fired.
Oh, they got rid of all mine. Oh, that's right, because I'm not on the computer.
Oh, that's a bummer. So
I was gonna do the you're fired, but
So vital signs are taken throughout this, but they didn't report all of them to me. But the next one that is reported to me is a blood pressure of 149/77.
lie.
A heart rate of 3.6 and irregular, respiratory rate of 1.4 and unlabored, and an SpO2 of 93% on the room air.
They're
What
lying.
kind of monitor are they on? The life pack or is it?
I believe it was a life pack. Yeah. It didn't look like it didn't have shitty tracings like a Zoll would. So I'm gonna assume it was a life pack. So
you're reading a lot of road noise on that blood pressure.
Yep. So vitals, from what is reported, actually remained fairly similar for the remainder of the transfer. He remains alert and oriented ×4 and without any pain or complaints.
Flag on the play. Hold on a second. So, at some point, you got to not be a fucking lazy asshole. All right? I mean, you got to have some. I mean, you got a paramedic card. You went to school. You did it for a reason, I'm assuming. It wasn't for the fucking life of luxury and deceit you were going to fucking get afterwards. So when you see all this and you know that your monitor is giving you a bullshit blood pressure, nothing says, you know what, maybe I should just take a fucking manual, or hey, better yet, I have my AEMT student take a manual. I don't even have to do anything. Dude, this is getting taxed on fucking laziness, dude. This is above and beyond laziness. You don't even have to do it yourself. You can just say, hey, yo, Smiley, go fucking take a fucking blood pressure.
Who's been asking throughout the call to do shit?
Right. Who's been dying to do it,
Yep.
Make them feel important, make them do their thing, make them learn what the fuck to do, And it might be your partner someday. You never know.
Right.
And, but how do you fucking, I don't know how to do it. How do you look yourself in the fucking mirror, walking into a freaking hospital and going, yep, these were my vitals. Yep.
Right.
Why? Because that's what my fucking monitor told me. Yes.
Yeah.
You fucking piece of shit. No.
Yeah.
No, because now they've got nothing to fucking go on.
Right.
So they're gonna have to start all over again. Okay, well, they told us it was 119/90. Oh shit, we're getting 80/40.
Right.
Oh, he's crashing. No, he's not.
Yeah.
This is what he's been the whole time.
He's been there the whole time.
They just were too lazy to fucking dig through the bullshit.
Right. Yeah,
So,
man.
Yeah, there's
Fuck it.
there's no
Whole
saying
story.
patients don't suddenly crash. Providers suddenly notice.
Yeah. It's the same old story, man. It ain't gonna change.
It's a tale as old as time.
Yeah.
So I got a shout out to Phil. A Mr. Mason on Facebook says, "I see you, Phil." So, wave hi, Phil.
Oh, is that the guy you just brought in?
Stalker much.
Mr. Mason.
So this guy's delivered to the hospital without any other changes.
I'll see you in the parking lot after the show.
You can count on me.
You can count on me.
Reports are given to both the receiving nursing staff and doctor staff. With what I thought was kind of funny was the medic goes, the doctor.
Get a reach around while you can.
What was that?
I told him while you can, get a reach around.
Oh.
The man bun drives him
No.
crazy.
The doctor apparently came over and was like, hey, so this guy's bradycardic? And the medic's like, yeah, this guy is bradycardic. And the doctor's like, well, how bradycardic is bradycardic? And
how bradycardic is he?
Right.
He was so bradycardic.
He's so bradycardic.
So bradycardic.
And his blood pressure is 149/79.
Right.
I call bullshit.
So
Lies, deception.
I'm glad I can entertain you guys. So they're saying, that he's been sustained in the 30s without any other deficits like the entire call. So we all know this guy, is gonna get a pacemaker. He's in the cath lab getting a pacemaker within the hour, and he's released the following day.
At least they took him to the right place and didn't take him for stabilization.
Oh, I know. God forbid.
Where was the EJ? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So overall,
this is the manual blood pressure,
right? So overall, not crazy, right? This isn't a super crazy one that we've done.
This is a Bravo Alpha.
It's a Bravo Alpha, right? It should be a Bravo, but dispatchers fucked it up. Overall, anything that you guys are angry about? How, thoughts? Final
Everything.
thoughts, I should say.
Read my mind. Tell me what I'm angry about.
Oh, we'll get to
first
why
of all,
you're
he
angry.
meant to fucking EMT do anything. He didn't let the EMT do any fucking thing like they should have let him do. The volunteer EMT should have shut his fucking mouth and just
The overall, and this is so as I alluded to in the beginning, the under theme of this episode was the treatment of that EMT student. And it is appalling to me that there are clinicians out there that
don't call them clinicians. They're not.
Okay, there's
They're not.
assholes out there.
But yeah, there you go.
That sit there and treat students who are there to learn and who want to learn. Have an
Who they were
eagerness.
at one point too.
Right. And then they go and treat them like they're, low-class citizens. If they're on a scheduled ride time, right, they are there in a capacity where they can actually do the skills, right? It might not be 100% of the skills, but it's skills nonetheless. And, I do not send any of my students, and this is more or less across the board for EMT classes, at least in this state, without CPR, without management of taking BLS vital signs, and doing a basic assessment.
They have to learn to bake before they go.
they got to bake the damn pie.
Fucking A.
So if they,
Right.
if they, and I will not send my students out until after cardiac and respiratory lectures. So they've gotten, they've gotten cardiac, respiratory, shock. They've gotten medications, assessment. Like
students should not be
CPR.
going on right time unless they can do CPR and do patient assessment.
Bingo.
Yeah.
And yet here's crews that are like, yeah, go fuck yourself.
And I'm willing to bet they're the same ones. Their shoelaces are all done, or they got like the super fucking like $500 fucking hikes. With one, it's one end of the spectrum or the other, and the shirt's undone, and they're all just fucking like, yeah, man, I've been there, done that. I've been doing this for 6 months. I'm all that in a bag of fucking donuts.
I've seen everything, done
I've
everything.
seen it all, man.
Yeah, it's it is so wild to me how you can sit there and you can tell the EMT student, yeah, I'm going to use the monitor because you're not going to be accurate because you suck. Or, yeah, no, you're not allowed to touch the patient. You can just stand there. Like, that's unbelievable to me. Like, how are they supposed to learn if you're just like, yeah, watch me do shit?
But on the opposite end of that spectrum, there are those students who will get in the ambulance and you'll be like, hey, you want to do this thing? You want to do that thing? You want to do this thing? And they sit there. Well, I was like, wait, it's just your time here to learn.
Agreed.
Right.
So let's do a thing. And they won't do anything. I'd be like, okay.
But here you had one that was like, I want to do shit.
Right. You had the eager beaver here.
Right. And they're like fucking, no, we're just going to sit here and stare at each other the whole hour and 20 minutes. Because the fuck?
Because
like, what did you do for an hour and 20 minutes, dude? I mean, like, I can't, again, they got to be sitting there playing on the fucking phone or doing something, because there's no way you're sitting there not talking to a patient, not discussing stuff with an EMT student for an hour and 20 minutes and just staring at each other.
Yeah.
Because that's just.
Because 2 out of 4 of these people in this little chat here will know that if they want to learn anything from me, I'm happy to teach them anything.
Absolutely. You know,
as soon as they put that wall up, like I know everything, I'm done with it.
Right.
Well, then you know, what do I need to be here for?
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's true. But the patient is still there.
Yeah.
So then the paramedic should be talking to the patient. Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Tell me about the fucking heart thing. Okay, you don't want to talk about the heart thing? So what baseball team do you like?
Right.
Yeah. What what did you retired? What did you?
How long you been married? You know, what's going on?
Yeah, your wife seems great.
Everything.
Your wife's fantastic, man. She's really on the ball with you. You know,
Right.
fucking A.
Yeah,
You
she's
know?
on the ball. Ha ha ha.
Well, assuming he only has one. I mean,
Hey, you never know. Dude's old. Could have lost his left nut in a
lost it in the war.
I was gonna say a softball game, but you know. Who knows?
I was gonna say lost it in the big one, Grenada.
So
Lost it over Macho Grande.
I think
lost it over Macho Grande,
I think this is, you know,
but he fell to pieces.
just a
What, they fell to pieces?
No, but he held tough. Andy came unglued.
So Andy came unglued.
No, Andy was the best tail gunner in the outfit. How he survived, I'll never know.
so
Sorry.
I think this is
Afraid not.
I think this is a gentle reminder to those that listen that if you have students, you know, kind of, you got to get the sense of, are they the eager beavers that want to learn or are they not, right? But even if they're just being shy, you being their preceptor has to push them, right?
See, and that's the thing. Even when I have one that was like, you know, all clamming up and like all being all like, you know, hold on, I'm gonna use a big word, aloof, and you know, and clutch them pearls, and yeah, I actually make it my point to make them uncomfortable because it's enjoying for me to do that. It warms the lower cockles of my heart when I you know, the subcockle area, and because I'll be like, so what are you learning in school today? Oh, we're doing. Oh, good. Why don't you do this for me? Hey, why don't you do that? Hey, show me how to do this. Show me how to do that. Oh, I don't want to. Oh, no. Come on. Get over here. Here, I'll show you. Put the freaking electrodes on. Here you go. Here you go. Show me.
Yeah.
Do it. Oh, you know how to do it? I'll show you how to do it. I'll talk you through it. Go ahead.
Right.
You know? No, I'm making my point to like be their worst fucking nightmare, because if you don't want to be here, I want to make damn sure you fucking realize this is what you need to do when you're here. And if this is not what you want, there's the bell. Bye-bye.
Right. Yeah, and that's it.
I'm not going to sit here and just be all fucking, oh, I'm going to, oh, look, I'm clickety-clackety, all fucking, I'll put that shit. Put your fucking phone away.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. And 100%, you know, I think the EMT classes and paramedic classes have to start finding preceptors that want to do it, want to teach, and will be that kind of preceptor at both levels, instead of just going, we're going to send you to X agency, whoever you're with, that's who you're with.
Right.
And, you know, because you don't know who you're sending them to. You don't know what kind of attitude they have or what thought process they have on the culture. They could sit there and be like, yeah, we didn't do anything, and, you know, we left in, you know, the middle of the afternoon because it was boring, right?
Well,
and why was it boring? That should not happen.
Well, and this is the other thing. I'm you know, you want to talk about culture? Okay, well, here's a freaking culture that is, you know, along with all the other fucking shit that's wrong with EMS. You know, the whole, you know, FTO thing, right? Field training officer, right? People who are being given to students, they're not people who want to teach people. for the most part. And the ones that do, that hey, you know what? I'd like that job. I'd like to have that FTO tab on my sleeve, and I'd like to actually teach people. We're not going to pay you anymore.
Right.
There's no incentive for you to do it. So what the fuck point is there? You know what I mean? Except for just you want to make sure you have decent people coming out of the pipeline. You know, out of the kindness of your heart, are you going to make the extra effort or put the extra energy into, you know, teaching people when they come out, you know, when they come out to you, or when they're new hires, you know, and you keep sticking them with these people who don't want to teach people.
Right.
Then you this, just sit there and shut up.
And you're
Fantastic.
only teaching the student bad habits.
Exactly.
You know?
I can just sit here and play fucking, you know, Pokemon all fucking night. Oh, good. I don't have to do nothing. Great.
Yep. Agreed. So let's I want to give a little bit of information on third degree heart blocks, and then we can transition over to the end of tour show, because we got a fun game that we tried last time, Gerard, that we have a question that we held just for you.
All
right. So we're gonna play that again, but so
we thought of some new games too, didn't we? That night we were talking.
Yeah, but now I don't remember them because I'm a shithead.
Wasn't it ALS or BLS?
Oh yes, ALS or BLS. That's right.
Yes.
Nice. Under the regular function of, you know, the heart, and its, you know, conduction system, the AV node receives wrong paragraph. This is the paragraph that I want. The third degree heart block is known as a complete heart block. As the name implies, no impulses from the SA node get conducted to the ventricles, leading to complete atrioventricular disassociation. The SA node continues its activity at a set rhythm, but the ventricles activate through an escape rhythm that can be mediated by either the AV node, junctional escape, or one of the ventricular myocytes themselves. Again, under regular function, the AV node receives an impulse from the SA node. That impulse gets delayed in the AV node, assuring that the conduction cycle from the atria to the ventricles is actually complete, right? From the AV node, the electrical impulses pass through the bundle of His and then activate ventricular contraction in the Purkinjes. When there's some sort of pathological like delay in the AV node conduction, this is visualized as alterations in the PR interval. So you can say it's, you know, a first, a second, or a third degree block at that point in time. There are a lot of interesting causes of third degree heart block that some of these I didn't even know could cause them. So that was kind of cool. But idiopathic fibrosis, and underlying chronic cardiac diseases such as structural heart disease, acute ischemic heart disease, medication toxicity, nodal ablation, electrolyte abnormalities, post-operative heart blocks, and let's see, you might get them after like a transcatheter like valve replacement. And AV blocks can also be caused by Lyme disease, and systemic diseases such as collagen vascular disorders, amyloidosis, which I don't know what that one is, sarcoidosis, and systemic lupus, which I thought was really interesting. I had never heard that any of those would cause that much damage to the heart muscle that would cause a third degree heart block or a heart block in general.
Right. Amyloidosis is a buildup of abnormal amyloid deposits in the body. It built up in the heart, brain, kidney, spleen, and other parts. It just affects organs.
So what's amyloid?
That's what you just said.
I know, but
it's a protein in the blood.
It's fibrous extracellular proteinaceous deposits found in organs and tissues. Insoluble and structurally dominated by Bravo sheet structure.
Of course, it's always that.
It's woo. There you go. He gets a woo just for looking it up and teaching me something. Boom. There you go.
Boom.
So
Boom.
So again, these are typically extremely bradycardic, right? Symptoms.
I didn't get a boom out of that guy.
It's
I didn't look it up though. I just knew what amyloid was.
Yeah, that's because it's the Maha. So think like all you guys were thinking this is going to be extremely bradycardic as well as hypotensive, right? But chest pain, shortness of breath, dizziness, syncope, overall fatigue, also really good indicators that there's probably a problem.
Did we ever find out what medications he takes?
They gave me a laundry list.
Okay.
So
I'm just wondering because I mean there really were no other signs or symptoms. I mean it wasn't where he was feeling bad or anything. He just
right.
Heart rate was slow and there was nothing else going along with it. I was just wondering if maybe one of his medications was masking something or feeling or something like that. Like
a blocker.
That or like I was thinking if he took like a Meprazole for something and okay so it's blocking his fucking whatever
right. Yeah, you never know.
But you never know. I mean, he could be taking like Zofran and okay, he's not feeling nauseous.
Yep. So this one was, I think, the coolest thing that I found out while researching this topic was an anterior wall MI with an intranodal complete heart block is a life-threatening condition. About 5 to 10% of patients with an inferior wall MI will develop a complete heart block. I thought that was a pretty cool little blurb that I found. So with atropine, right, we always sit there and go, oh, well, it's third degree, atropine won't work. Well, that's because atropine works on the AV node junction. So if the AV node can no longer conduct that electrical activity down to the ventricles, atropine is not going to do a goddamn fucking thing. So if you have a third degree heart block, we know that no electricity is getting past that AV node.
Right.
Atropine's not going to touch that because it only works on the AV node. So, and that's been, I looked at about 8 different studies, just confirming over and over that when someone gives atropine, the AV node junction, activity spikes every single time, more so than any other place in the heart. So pacing is really the only treatment for a symptomatic third degree heart block.
Right.
So, anything else that you guys wanted to add? Otherwise,
don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. I agree. As Emily would say if she was here, do better. Be better.
The more you know.
Yeah, right? The more you know.
Yes.
So, guys.
Now you know enough.
Right? We are going to transition here over to end of tour. Thank you, everyone, for... what was that?
We've done the transform again.
Oh, yeah. I could have. I'll have
we
to put...
transform to the next episode.
I'll have to put it onto the soundboard. I reorganized the soundboard so I could fit more stuff on it. So... it'll be on there one day when I remember. But give us about 5 or so minutes and we'll get into end of tour. Thank you all for joining us here on the podcast. And Gerard, do your job.
Donuts.
There you go.
All right.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you want more information on the podcast or to send us a car review, please visit medicmaterials.com/podcast. To learn more about earning continuing education credit from listening to this episode or others, check out Medic Materials CMEacademy.thinkific.com. We appreciate your continued dedication towards EMS education and helping us advance the field. See you next time.